Hi, Girm.
Ah, fuck, I burped. Hi, Spor.
You've ruined the intro again.
I did.
Every time. Every goddamn time. Look what I'm wearing. Look what I'm wearing, Girm.
I see it. St. Patrick's
I'm a
Day.
stereotype. I'm racist. Look at me. You know, it's only a matter of time before people go, well, you know what? People would go, that's racist, but then they remember how white the Irish people are. And then they're like, well.
No, but the Irish were oppressed, so it's actually racist.
It's St. Patrick's Day in a couple of days, just to let everyone know.
Wait, no, it's not.
And also to heavily date this podcast. Well, this podcast comes out on Monday, and St. Patrick's Day is on Wednesday.
This Wednesday? Today is Wednesday.
Don't tell them what they were recording. God damn it. You've ruined you've taken down the fourth wall, Girm. There were only 4 walls and you took it down. You took down 1. And now we only have 3 walls and there's a draft.
4
God
Walls
damn it.
by Luna. Wait, no. FX. Stream that.
It's love is 4 walls.
Yeah,
right?
by FX. It's true.
It's true. Okay, so on today's podcast, and first of all, I just want to point out, it's nice to finally have a podcast that's just us again. Yeah. It's been a while.
It's fun to have podcasts with other people for sure, but me and Spor haven't.
But goddamn, is it awkward? It is so awkward. You guys have no idea how much awkward silence Girm cuts out. He probably cuts out at least a second hour of awkward silence. We're getting better at our interview skills for sure, and mostly my interviews. Whenever you guys watch those, I'm always talking over everyone. It's because if I don't talk, it will go silent for like 30 whole seconds.
That's not true. That's not true. That's just a lie.
It's true. It's true,
not.
and you know it.
It's not true because Spor just doesn't give us a chance, to like get in there because we're always just expecting him to say something.
Oh, well, that just makes you feel bad that I talk too much.
I don't think so. You shouldn't feel bad. That's a talent.
I always feel bad when I'm listening back to the podcast and I'm hearing all the moments when I just completely cut somebody off.
No, I think
who was about
part of the charm.
Is it part of the charm?
I think
Guys,
so.
leave a comment down below if it's part of the charm. And I just want to say how important it is that you leave a comment. And I'm going to bring it up a few times during this podcast because I really want you to do it. We've been watching the analytics on YouTube over the last week as we've been posting content regularly again. And I actually was showing Girm that during the moments when you guys were commenting most, it directly correlated to a spike in traffic from the YouTube suggested page. So they are directly affect each other. The more you comment, the higher the likelihood that YouTube will suggest the video is. So we've seen it, it's proven. So if you leave a comment down below, I would greatly appreciate it. Girm would greatly appreciate it, and it would help BoredHouse to reach more people. So that being said, we were talking about what did I even ask them to leave a comment about?
Just in general,
whether or not they like me cutting people off as I cut you off, right? Very good. So today's podcast, it's all tying together, coming full circle. Today's podcast is a subject Girm and I wanted to talk about for a long time, even from the first episode when we were, funny enough, and I'll break down the fourth wall myself now. So early on, Girm and I were using Trello boards to try and plan out podcast episodes. And then we wound up tossing out the Trello board altogether and just kind of winging it. And it's much better that way. They're just better podcasts. But in the Trello board, I know for sure there was a card in there that talked about us talking about the video games.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly that moment.
Talking about the games. And so we wanted to talk about the games we grew up playing. Maybe some of you out there have played those games too. We thought that would be interesting. See, I didn't talk and it left awkward silence. What did I tell you? I told you.
I didn't know. I have to react better, I think. I think that's the thing. But
so I actually made a whole list here of all of the games I remember playing, going all the way back to probably like when I was a toddler playing games on like Macintosh computers with the Apple that was still rainbow colored and the computer was like beige plastic.
Yes. Absolutely.
I would say insert the Apple startup sound here, but I'm pretty sure you can get sued for it.
No, I don't think so. Steve Jobs is dead. He made that.
All right, insert it here, but also put a picture of Steve Jobs' gravestone.
Okay, I'll do that. I bet I could
just
find
like
it.
Right when the image comes up, play the sound at the same time. Is that fucked up?
No,
that might be fucked up.
We're honoring his memory. Like, he should be thankful.
So I guess we'll jump right into it, right? So I actually have all of my Game Boy Advance cartridges, or the ones that I have. I think I've lost a few over the years, but the ones that I still have, and the DS chips that I still have, laid out here on my desk, and I have a whole list. So I want to start with my first game, Lemmings. Did you ever play Lemmings, Girm?
I didn't, but I know all about Lemmings. Do you want a fun Lemmings fact?
I do want a fun Lemmings fact.
So do you know how they say a lemming jumps off a cliff and the rest follow?
Yeah.
That was actually a myth that was basically perpetuated, I think, around the 60s or 70s, because Disney made a nature documentary and they pushed a bunch of lemmings off of cliffs to make it true. Like they did that.
I was going to reference the documentary and say, well, I saw this documentary where the lemmings fell off the cliff,
Yeah.
and you just told me that they faked.
No, they corralled them off the fucking edge. It was horrible.
Lemming is like a rat, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a little rat.
Well, there's this Lemmings game that I used to play on Mac. I'll have to show you and put some pictures up to show people what these games look like.
Yeah, because I myself don't even know, so.
Yeah, I'm sure I can actually find some gameplay and send it to you so you can put it in when you're editing. But Lemmings was cool. Basically, you had all these lemmings and you had to get them to safety. Like I think you would usually start in like the top left corner of the screen and you had to get them down to the bottom right or whatever. And there was like fire pits and all sorts of stuff. So you could use certain lemmings to act as like utilitarian. So you could instruct lemmings to blow themselves up.
Oh.
Yeah, they would just detonate. I just want to say this was the 90s. This was pre 9/11.
Pre 9/11.
And I don't think that would be acceptable in a video game today.
Yeah.
But it was cute little lemmings blowing themselves up. Anyway, so you could use them to like excavate through walls, just like sending lemmings to just kill themselves. Right,
of course. That's like the progression I expected, honestly.
Exactly. And then there were some lemmings that had umbrellas and they could float down. Anyway, it's really hard to explain the game, but basically, I played a lot of that when I was a kid.
Oh, that's interesting. Wait, was that? I kind of wanted to ask what your first game was, honestly.
My very first game, that I can remember was Lemmings, and then there's this other game on Mac, like really old Mac. It's like a tank game. It's black with green lines. It looks it's like there's no fill color on anything.
It was an online game.
And you're like, no. There's none of these are online games.
I bet they are.
You're moving around this like grid, and you have to go take out the other tanks, and like there's like big triangles in the map. I will find it and I will send it to you. I'm pretty sure it's just called Tank. But I played that. That's like the first. That's got to be like the first game I remember.
And I'm guessing it was like a lot of like just at school or.
Oh no! This was at home.
Really?
My dad used to hoard Macs.
Oh, that's crazy.
So,
you're lucky.
I'm sure he still does. But
the first time I ever played, like, I guess in Mexico we had a Super Nintendo and we had like Mario Bros 3, I think. So
that's cool.
Yeah, that's kind of like, I guess that, but I would say that the first game I ever actively played like that I knew I was playing was Little House on the Prairie at school.
Little House on the Prairie. Isn't that like a text game where you have to like type?
It is and it isn't. It's kind of like a click and point adventure game where you kind of just have to go through things. Yeah, but it was like the one with the hunting. I don't know. I guess you never did it, huh?
No. Yeah. I do remember in kindergarten they had a PC with some games on it. I couldn't for the life of me tell you or remember what they're called, but I know we used to, like they just don't stick in my memory. So I only made a list of games that vividly stick in my memory. You know what I mean? The ones that affected me. They had an effect on me.
The impact?
Yeah, the ones that I'm still remembering to this day because they were so interesting to me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just the games that I remember that are like that, it's like a jump to a different console. So like N64 was Banjo, playing on PC was Neverwinter. Like it goes like that for me, you know?
Yeah. Like, well, so I have early PC. I listed it out like this: early PC games, and then GameCube, PS2, PSP, Wii. Then I have Game Boy Advance and DS, which I don't know where they kind of fit into all that.
Handhelds.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's like handhelds. That's its own little category.
Handhelds. But the interesting thing about this is like as the consoles got newer, that also progresses. Like the timelines align.
Right.
So I have here talk about point and click. One that I think some of our viewers might remember. I'm hoping. But you were talking about having an N64.
Yeah.
Or a Super Nintendo. You had an N64, right?
A SNES and an N64. But the N64 we had
sick.
it here, yeah.
So we didn't have any of those. The GameCube was the first console to come into my house. My brother had it.
Nice.
But before I get to the GameCube, I want to talk about Freddy fucking Fish. Okay, Freddy Fish, the Freddy Fish,
We're
the
talking
one,
about these
the
games
only.
so much.
We should talk. We should play Freddy Fish on BoredHouse.
We'll
Leave a
see.
comment down below if you want us to play Freddy Fish on BoredHouse. I did buy Freddy Fish games when they went on sale through Steam. Girm, you can attest to that, right?
Yeah,
I did do it.
I forgot about that. He did do that.
And we absolutely can play it on BoredHouse. So if
Ready
you want
to
to see that,
go.
leave a comment down below. But Freddy Fish, and then with Freddy Fish, you kind of have to tie in Putt Putt and Pajama Sam because they were all part of the same thing. There's like a fourth game, but we didn't have those when I was a kid. My brother really liked Pajama Sam, and I really liked Freddy Fish, and so those games all kind of ended up on the PC.
Yeah, it's like a package
and then
deal.
So around that time, I was playing Freddy Fish, Putt Putt, Pajama Sam, Math Blasters, which I don't think anybody's gonna remember. Math Blasters, I can't remember which ones I had. I know for sure I had one of them. I can't tell you what it's called. It was like ages 5 to 8 or whatever.
Yeah, we played that at school. That was a school game for us.
They had a different Math Blaster at school than I had at home. And I remember one of my memories was my cousin. She was worried that she really wanted to work on her math because she was worried from school, like about, I don't know, whatever. So she asked if she could play my Math Blasters.
Oh.
Like, that was really nice. Frogger. Gotta talk about Frogger. I actually remembered it just now. I didn't put it on the list, but I spent an inordinate amount of time playing Frogger. Not getting anything done or being productive with it. I just liked the music.
I hated that game.
Did you? Did it make you anxious?
No, it was just really ugly, and I hated the color green a lot.
I like the soundtrack.
Maybe,
Soundtrack
like,
kind of bopped.
I'm really visual when it comes to video games, and if a video game was ugly, it was over. I couldn't do it.
I liked how bright the colors were in that game.
No, I hate it. Was nauseating. Like,
Well,
I think the first game I remember that I actually was able to play myself and enjoy was Banjo-Kazooie. I don't know if you ever played that.
I have not played Banjo-Kazooie, but I am kind of familiar.
Yeah, that was on the N64, and we didn't have a big TV, but we had a little 9-inch black and white knob dial turning television that we played that game on. And
Jesus.
I remember when we plugged it into a television with color, I was surprised that his shorts were yellow. That was the most shocking thing to me.
Oh my God. It's like one of those deaf people hearing for the first time.
Yeah, literally, that's the experience I had.
You're like, those are yellow? Didn't you have the cover art for the fucking game?
Yeah, but it's you don't make the connection, you're a kid.
I guess.
You're a kid. It's I don't know how to explain it. It's fucking weird.
Oh man. I have one more from my early PC days. Hasbro Tonka Workshop. And it was this game. And this game I know I played a lot. I played it a lot because there were you could custom paint the things that you built, and I was totally into that. But you had this plastic thing with all these fake plastic tools on it, and you would strap it onto the keyboard. I don't think it would work with a modern day keyboard. Maybe. But it had these bungee straps. You'd clip it on the back of the keyboard, and then as you played with the tools or turned the knob or hit the hammer on the thing, it would press the keys on the keyboard and then do the things in the game. You have to put a picture of the Tonka Workshop thing up.
Workshop, okay. I'm just looking
I played that.
Tonka Workshop strap on.
No, definitely. No, don't search that.
I think it'll be fine.
Okay.
We'll get
But
the
I know I
results.
played that a lot. A lot. I liked it a lot. There was that one, and I had a lot of Tonka games like that. There was a Tonka firefighting game, and there was a Tonka the firefighting one I played a lot. That one there was a part where you could save the zoo and then you could rebuild the zoo, and I would just save the zoo so that I could rebuild the zoo different ways each time.
Yeah.
I would just like, really, I just like sandbox games is really what it was. But I didn't realize that. And I didn't know what a sandbox game was.
I hear
or
that word a lot, and whenever I would play Fallout, I'd be like, oh, the best sandbox game is Fallout. I don't know what that means. Like,
what? You know what it means now?
No, I don't know what the fuck it like.
I don't know if Fallout's a sandbox game.
A sandbox
openly
game.
Openly creative, no limits.
Yeah, that's definitely Fallout.
Minecraft in creative mode.
Why is it called a sandbox game?
I think you could just play in the sandbox, and sandbox might have been a term they used for like an open blank world.
Did you ever find poopy in a sandbox, like as a kid?
Like dog poop, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Our parents would always be like, "Oh, don't play in sand. There's gonna be poop in there," and we never found any.
Good. That's probably a good thing, right?
I guess. I don't know. We were excited because we were kids, but
you were digging desperately. You're like, we gotta find the poop.
Yeah, we never found it though.
So, what other games? I mean, because I can keep going. I've got a whole list. I swear.
Mean, PC games. When we finally got a PC, I think I was like in high school around. I don't remember, but I do remember the first game we ever got, and I've told several people about this game. Is Neverwinter Nights. And
what's that about?
Neverwinter Nights. It's basically like an RPG game where there's like a plague in the city, and you have to figure out what's causing it, because they bring in like these creatures that have the cure, and right before they're gonna like basically kill them to get the stuff they need, they escape, and nobody knows how.
That's a pretty heavy game.
Yeah,
I think you were in high school at the time.
Yeah, it was a pointing. It wasn't a point and click, but you could move with point and click. I don't know if you've ever seen the old Fallout games, like the first ones, the first early ones. Well, they were the same.
No.
Like,
I didn't even watch the later Fallout games.
Fair enough, but it was like, obviously you had a classes: wizard, warrior, warlock, sorcerer, whatever the fuck. Like, you had all of that, and I don't know, it was a really fun game. I still play it right now, like to this day.
Wizarding 101.
God, I wanted to play Wizards 101 so bad, but
we should do that on BoredHouse.
Yeah, we should. Our computer couldn't handle it at the time.
Can it handle it now? You think? Your computer now can handle Wizarding 101?
You know what? Something tells me it's a big no. It can't.
What's that other game where you're like a teenage monster in high school? Teenage Monster High? That's it, right?
That's
Monster High?
Monster High is a show.
It's a game.
No, it's not.
It's an online game.
Monster High.
And a doll. Line of
Monster
dolls.
High is the doll show.
Is it? All right, never mind. We'll move forward.
Yeah.
So GameCube, actually, we'll finish on PC. My brother played a lot of Age of Empire. A lot. And I used to sit and watch him for hours, but I never actually played. I couldn't figure it out. I was very stupid. It was more interesting to watch him play. He was smarter than I am.
That's a takeover game, right?
Yeah. You're fighting off different empires, and you're like, different empires will come and attack you, and then you can eventually like take over each empire, and then
Well, that's funny because your brother's Greek and Italian, so obviously taking over is in his blood.
Shut the fuck.
Conquering is just, something he's good at.
Damn straight. So anyway, GameCube. Moving on to GameCube. So my brother got a GameCube, and I would enjoy playing on it. But I don't know. I never played the GameCube games properly.
What does that mean?
Well, I mean, I just never played them. Like, I never played the storyline. I just would find one thing I really enjoyed doing, and then I would do it over and over again. So, like,
that's funny.
Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2 Rogue Leader.
God.
And the games were not based off of things I wanted. They were just games that he had that I ended up playing.
Yeah.
And Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2, we were like flying the plane, and I really liked that idea of controlling a plane. That was fun. And I would just play the tutorial level and like nonstop. I never got past it. You were in a desert. You had to blow up a certain building.
Really
I would just go around the desert and blow up all the buildings.
What does that say? What does that say about you? That you just play the tutorial of this game?
I don't know, but I really enjoyed it. And then can't forget Star Fox Assault. That game was basically just the multiplayer. That's all I wanted to play.
You know, I always
loved
hated
the
how
weapons.
Star Fox looked because he was like polygons.
A furry's wet dream, yeah.
That too. They made him like weirdly like attractive, if that makes any sense.
You know is it Falco? That's the Falcon?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The bird guy.
There's a guy on the internet. He's famous for commissioning drawings of a giant Falco holding a tiny fox, a tiny star fox.
Is he the one who started that sick, like, that's gross. I don't like that.
Look it up. Look it up. You put the picture in too. Show everyone what the giant Falco looks like. He's got him as his like desktop wallpapers and stuff.
Huh.
It's a real person. I know they talked about him on Game Grumps, and then he wound up coming out of the woodwork in the comment section of Game Grumps. It says, and he literally commented. He said, "Yeah, that's me."
Nice, dude. You know, he's owning it. If you got a brand, you got to stick to it.
100%.
Go down with the ship, if you will.
I just lowered my gain slightly. I don't know if that's gonna fuck everything up for you, but I don't want to peek anymore.
Were you peeing?
I was peeing. Yes. So Star Fox Assault, I used to play the multiplayer all the time with my little sister, or my brother. But my brother eventually, like, he just wouldn't play with me anymore, and it was really hard to get my little sister to play with me too. So I would just have more than one controller, and I would just kind of play by myself, which is really sad. But I would just roam around the maps, and I know those maps like front to back, in and out, all the secret passageways, and I would just try to like get on top of the tallest building on the city map with the sniper. And you had to like get on a wing of an airplane and then ride it up there, like the wing of the jet, ride it up there, jump off the jet or jump out of the jet last second, then glide your way to the top of the tower. Is very hard. It's very hard to do. You also had to have a jetpack too. So when you got out of the plane, you could boost. That's how you would glide with a jetpack.
That's like a lot of stuff to do as a kid, I think.
But the soundtrack to that game makes me feel very nostalgic. But I spent a lot of time playing Star Fox. I just liked the weapons. I liked the art. I liked the style. It was just fun. I liked it.
I don't think I remember too well, like specifically ever liking Star Fox. I remember knowing him, but it was either like, I guess it was either you knew those characters or you knew like Sonic or Mario, and I was always more into Mario and Sonic. I don't know. Yeah, Sonic. We would play Sonic at my mom would have to go to this allergy doctor like 40 minutes away, and they had a Sega. That's what it is, right?
Sega Genesis.
Yeah. They had one of those in the waiting room, and we were like the only kids that would ever go, so we'd get to play Sonic like the entire time we were there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's collecting rings. We had a Nintendo 64, right? Growing up. What we didn't get were a lot of games because they were expensive as hell. Like Banjo was the first game we got, and then after that, I think we got like Turok, but I don't remember specifically, honestly. And then
go ahead. I don't want to cut him off anymore, guys. I cut him off too much.
I'm adjusting camera.
I played Sonic Mega Collection a lot on the GameCube. Again, it's just one of those things that we had. Like my brother, I guess, asked for it, but I just enjoyed playing it. I played the GameCube games once he got moved on to the Xbox 360. That's really where my time on the GameCube shined. But
did you spend
I spent a lot of time just watching him play Ocarina.
But did you spend
Wind
most
Waker,
of the time just playing yourself?
Yeah, just playing by myself in the living room.
Isn't that better than playing with people though?
No, it was never better. It was always more fun to have other people to play the games with. That's why I love multiplayer games and online. I don't do single player games anymore. And if I do a single player game, I stream it and I have a live chat there hanging out with me, watching on the virtual couch. It's just, I don't like playing games alone. I do like playing Animal Crossing, but only because then after I make a bunch of progress, I'm excited to show it to you and others. Yeah. Like, hey guys, look at the stuff I did, or I'm doing stuff for other people in Animal Crossing. Right. So it's like, I don't know, but I played a lot of, like Sonic Mega Collection, which is just like Sonic Pinball, really. And then we can't forget like the core games for GameCube, right? Smash Bros, Mario Kart, like those games, huge. I played a lot of Mario Kart with my sister and my brother. Mario Kart?
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was called. It was just Mario Kart.
For GameCube, it was Double Dash.
Was it?
Yeah. You had 2 people on one cart. And you could even play just 2 players on one screen. You don't remember that?
That's right. And then you could have like the chain chomp and stuff.
Yes, it would lead you around.
Yes, I remember this. Yeah,
That
had
was
that. And then Smash
really good
Bros.
game.
Except Smash Bros. I was never really very good at it. My sister would constantly pick Kirby and just make it unfun.
Yes, I love Kirby.
I would just go for Samus. I liked.
Oh, boo!
I liked
roll
her
off the
style.
Fucking map.
Show me your style. I liked it. It was good. And then
I like Kirby because you can down B.
one of the first GameCube games my mom ever bought me was Midway Arcade Treasures 3, which was like a collection of arcade games, and they were all racing games. And I played Rush 2044. Let me get the name. Everyone wants to know. Everyone's just shivering and shaking to find out what game I'm about to talk about.
Anticipation.
It was called Rush. The love of God, I can't read it on the title of this. You're just putting it on Rush 2049. 3049? What year is that? Girm, you might have to cut all this part out.
Yeah, I will.
Rush 20. What does it say? 2049. Okay. It was called Rush 2049 San Francisco. And it was cool. It was like very low poly. Very shitty, but you had a fucking rocket engine at the back of your car. You could shoot fire at the back of your car, and there were like huge ramps and stuff. It was really fun.
Racing.
I really enjoyed playing that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That game was fun.
Got a passion for fashion and racing games.
It's true. I really do. I'm going to talk about a bunch of them later. But around this time, let's see, Midway Arcade Treasures 3. I was also playing the PS2, so my brother gave up the PS2 and the GameCube, and he went on to the Xbox and the PS3, right? Because that's what he had. So I wound up like the PS2 over here collecting dust. Obviously, I'm going to start playing it. You know what I mean? I never asked for games, and I never intended to be handed down games, and they weren't ever really handed down to me. I just saw game systems not being used and games not being played, and I just assumed that it would be okay if I used them and played them. And nobody ever seemed to have nobody exactly like a rodent, an opportunist, like a little rat, just jumping in, and then just stealing all the shit. Anyway, PS2, my favorite game, the first one, ATV Off-Road Fury 2. And then later, I got ATV Off-Road Fury 3 because I played ATV Off-Road Fury 2 so much that I managed to convince my cheapskate father to get me ATV Off-Road Fury 3 because it would make me happy.
We played that game, ATV Off-Road Fury 2. It was fun.
Can I say the soundtrack in that game is fucking awesome?
Forgot all about this game, dude.
ATV Off-Road Fury 2 actually has a decent soundtrack. Like decent. Like it had like hits, like radio hits, yeah. And then Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal is the one I remember the clip the most vividly, whatever, because it had a good multiplayer mode. They were like this capture the flag. You had to take your wrench out, and then you had to turn a bolt a certain number of times, and then you would capture the waypoint. So I would play that against my brother a lot, and then later against my sister, and that was a lot of fun. Let's see, Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, all of it, the whole game, not just the tutorial on this one. Like those games were awesome. And you and I played one of the more recent Battlefronts, and we had a lot of fun in there.
Yeah, we did. It was actually a surprising good. I tried playing it on my own.
Not as good with friends.
It wasn't fun. No, it was so boring.
You gotta. That's the thing. You gotta play games with friends because you could just goof around and struggle.
No.
If you're not good at a game, what?
There's some games. I mean, I could play some games by myself. Like Fallout is one of those games where I would just get lost in it for hours. Skyrim, so many hours. Final Fantasy, like I don't know. I never needed people to play games with. Even my brothers, until I got into Overwatch, and then it was like, even then, when I first got into Overwatch, I would play it for like hours and hours just on my own. I think when I met you in game, I already had like a good 300 hours, I would say.
No way.
I don't know.
No
I
way.
went from bronze to
didn't.
gold at the time already.
You were in gold when I met you.
Yeah, because I had already climbed out. That was my second account you met. Yeah, that was my second account you met me on.
Hey y'all, Girm just admitted he was bronze at some point.
Yeah, I was 900 and I ranked like 903 or something because the first game
Even
I ever played on
ranked
Overwatch.
gold. I ranked gold the first time I ranked. Come on.
Yeah, no. I had to play Tracer the first game I ever got, and it was a mess. Because remember, it wasn't like Moloch. You just had to pick what you got.
Well, I mean, you're easygoing and not toxic like I am, where you just insta-lock something and say "fuck you."
Well, I didn't know at the time.
Pre-large-scale multiplayer games, Ratchet and Clank, Star Wars, Lego Star Wars, played that a lot too. I really was trying hard. I was trying hard to get all the ship pieces and all the stuff. Like I wanted to complete all the ships and get all the characters. And they're fun. Yeah, for the Lego Star Wars.
That's weird. That's like one of the most casual games I could think of.
What? And then I was like tryharding it.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to get the stuff. Like I didn't think, oh, maybe I should look this up on the internet because I wasn't really a heavy internet user at the time. So talk about racing games now. We have Ford Racing 3, which I have shown Girm. It is a nightmare. Whenever I got it, it was like a $5 game. And then recently it was like a 35-cent game on Steam and I couldn't resist. I was like, I have to buy this piece of trash.
Oh yeah, I remember now. I remember her.
It's really bad, guys. But it was really good at the time for me. I enjoyed it. Burnout Revenge. I spent a lot of time in that game. Very fun. But the Alfa Romeo Racing Italiano. That's a spicy meatball, Girm. No one knows that game existed, and neither did I. But it was given to me from a bargain bin somewhere, and I played it. So it's in the list because I remember it. What about you? Did you play? What else, Girm? What else did you play? Because I can keep going. You gotta talk.
I mean, I feel like for me it was less quality or because you have a lot. You played a lot of games. And I did not. I played very few, but I remember them because of how good they were. Like, I don't know, the way I would like get my fix for other games, so I didn't feel the urge to buy them, was to go on YouTube and just watch people play them or do game reviews. Even older games, I still do that with. Like, I
did that with Game Grumps for a long time. Like I was never gonna play a lot of the games I watched them do full playthroughs of. Yeah, I just enjoyed watching. Yeah.
See, I didn't start watching Let's Plays until like not even Tobuscus. Like I would watch his vlogs. I think I would say
Tobuscus.
Who would I?
Sorry.
I mean, I want to say probably Super Mega was like the first Let's Play channel I started watching. Because
you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for that. But the only real kind of videos that I really watched with video games were reviews, or like what JonTron used to do, or Brutal Moose, like where they would cover the games, older games and stuff. And I loved watching that. Instead of having to play it, like they would just cover them. That was cool.
I mean, in high school, somebody showed me one of Ego Raptor's rants, the Mega Man rant, and the video was really funny. We thought it was funny. It was funny at the time. It was funny for 2011. And then I found Ego Raptor, and then because I found Ego Raptor, I found Rubber Ross and Tomar and Oni, and then that whole fucking, it was like opening the wormhole, Girm. Psychic Pebbles, fucking everyone. And then JonTron, but I didn't watch JonTron back then. I didn't know, like I only knew about JonTron through Game Grumps because Ego Raptor, Aaron, and John, they went and made Game Grumps. So then I started watching Game Grumps. Yeah, and then I went to college, didn't watch it for a while, and then towards the second year of my college, I just needed something to watch, and I wound up finding a Game Grumps animated. It really resonated with my soul deeply in my spirit. It was very fucking funny, and then I just started binging Game Grumps. Yeah, I just started binging Game Grumps.
That's
like
funny
crazy.
because like I never heard of Game Grumps,
thousands of episodes.
and they're so popular.
Yeah, well, they're not as popular as they once were, I think. I mean,
but
they're
even
making a
back
living.
then.
It's harder for me to watch them now, not to call out anybody, but like I don't like the new thumbnails, the way that there's not a number in the thumbnail, the way that the titles don't even tell you what game they're fucking playing. It's just like, it's so nauseating what YouTube did, what the algorithm forces channels to do to stay relevant. And for me, it was, I like seeing a thumbnail for a game that looks interesting and then jumping in to find out how they react to it. Not being told in the thumbnail how they're going to react to it so that I can be more inclined to click. I don't care. Like, I don't want to know how they're gonna react to it. I am more interested in learning what their reaction is than going in with a predetermined note, like a pre.
They're basically telling you what you're gonna feel.
Yeah, and I don't like that. I don't want to go in like, oh, Aaron's gonna be frustrated, guys.
Yeah, but
it's
maybe
more.
It's
a lot funnier for me when it's like, oh, Aaron playing Mario Maker. This is gonna be good.
Maybe it's for kids, like.
No, it's for the algorithm, so they can get more organic traffic.
You think so?
Because they already had a deeply committed community that was like, we were watching. No, like, you post it, we'll watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like we weren't watching. Like, I remember the Breath of the Wild episodes. I was like, the minute they would come out, boom, I get the notification, boom, phone open, I'd be watching. Like, I'm not. It's just whatever.
That's
people
funny.
change for times.
That's another thing. Did you ever get into mobile games at all?
Never.
Well, you had that one.
I mean, Temple Run, Red Ball.
No, because you had that other game, the musical one.
What are you talking about?
It was like where you made the little guys sing. Was that not on mobile?
Made the little guys sing. Oh, My Singing Monsters. Okay, yes, I did get into. Okay, all right. Well, all right, now it's out. I was insanely obsessed with My Singing Monsters for very many years. Then took a break. And then came back to it in like 2017. And I try-harded a game that like 8-year-olds play.
Nice.
To the point where I was like in communities online, like posting my fucking creations and shit. And I had like top islands week after week after week. Anyway.
Spor showed me. It's actually like a really funny little cute game where, I don't know if you guys remember, there used to be like this flash game on Newgrounds of horses. And you would like push them. And each of them sang a different note. And if you pushed them in a certain way, you could make them sound like they were making music. Well, that game was basically that, but on a big ass scale, and you could do like.
I think if they don't know what My Singing Monsters is, they should just look it up. But I spent too much money on that game. I wouldn't say maybe like $100. I would say that's too much money.
Spor was a whale.
Yeah, it's true. But I recreated Feel Good Inc. by the Gorillas in that game.
You showed me that.
Perfectly, note for note, all of the parts, all the instruments. Yeah,
it's true.
We only have we're already like. Would you say 3/4 of the way through the podcast? Is that right? Did I do my math correctly? 20?
I think 40? So. I can't do math.
We're 2/3 of the way through this episode, and I want to get through the rest of this list. So I think we should do a little bit of like a little rapid fire,
a speed run, if you will.
A little speed run, yeah. So that's all the PS2 games I played extensively. My brother had a lot of PS2 games, but. I only really played GTA San Andreas. Played that a lot. I went and I bought that at Walmart. I saved up all my money, and it was like 2012. I found it at Walmart in the clearance. Yeah. It was like it was like a bundle pack of all the GTAs for PS2.
Talk about that though, because that's a heavy hitter. Like even I played that game. GTA.
I didn't actually progress in it. I just stayed at the very beginning area and then just kept trying to steal the good cars and then put them in my garage. I did it for the driving. I didn't spend enough time in that game to actually like progress forward with it.
What was the other GTA? The one where you were in Liberty City? Was that 3?
Liberty City was 3.
Yeah.
No, that was 4. That was 4.
Oh, no. 4 was. Isn't that?
No. There's Liberty City and San Andreas. Okay, wait. I got it wrong. I didn't play San Andreas. I played Liberty City. Hey gamers, check out this sneeze. That was for you gamers. Have fun with that edit, Girm. I bet he cuts this all out and doesn't even find the sneeze. I bet he doesn't even take this and do anything with it. All this gold audio I'm giving you. This beautiful fucking gold. These like golden Yukon potatoes. What? Hi, Girm. How's it going? Hey, welcome back. I wasn't just talking to the audience without you.
Okay, it's fine. Okay, oh sorry. So we were talking about San Andreas, we were talking about Liberty City.
Yeah, I actually didn't play San Andreas. I got mixed up. I played Liberty City. I might have played like a few seconds of San Andreas. I didn't spend a lot of time with these games. But
did you do like the cheat
forward,
codes?
I tried to use the cheat codes.
I mean, I feel like we should talk about the big common games.
I used to get cheat code books from the book fair. I'd save up my money and they would have them in the catalog, like cheat code books, and I would buy them. I have a little collection of cheat code books.
Did you ever use them?
It's not a thing anymore. What?
I mean, they're not called cheat code books anymore. Now they're called like guides. They still have them.
Now it's called the internet and you can Google it. Game devs don't even put cheat codes in the games anymore.
Well, because now people just break them on the PC. I mean, look at
true, but cheat codes are fun. Cheat codes are fun. Talking about PlayStation 2, I had a PSP, but the only game I ever played on there, besides ATV Off-Road Fury, was Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition. And there are some very specific people who will remember that game well because they played it as much as I did. If you played that game, you played it religiously, and if you didn't play it, then you have no idea what it is.
Never heard of it, yeah.
Exactly. So it was like you could heavily customize your vehicles in that game. It also had a really banging soundtrack. Games had really good soundtracks back in the day where they could just take music and then not tell I feel like they didn't tell the record labels that they took the songs and used them. They just kind of got away with it, you know? But Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition was a lot of fun. And yeah. So I have Wii here, but I also have handhelds to talk about. And so I don't know if I should go from PSP to Wii or PSP to handhelds. What do you think?
No, you got to go because PSP's a handheld.
So when do we go to the Wii? Last?
Yeah, that's on consoles. Because I had a Wii and a Wii U.
I didn't have a Wii U.
Did.
So handhelds, I had a Game Boy Advance, and I think I talked about this on the Christmas special. That Christmas was that was the most. Like, I remember that Christmas well because I got a Game Boy Advance. I didn't even know what it was. Like, my brother knew what it was. That's why he asked for one. And my parents got me one as well so that I didn't feel left out. But I didn't know what the fuck it was. I'd never seen it before in my life. I never knew what it was. Literally handing me the most amazing thing on the planet, and I've never seen it before. So I didn't even know to expect that it was going to be the most amazing thing ever. Put the little startup sound. Every time we talk about Game Boy Advance on this podcast, it'll bring, ding. Put that in there.
I will. Again, I'll put that in right here.
So good. So I have Zapper, One Wicked Cricket. Very good game. Earthworm Jim. Very good game. I have Rayman. Very good game. I have Rayman 3.
I played Rayman 3.
Also great.
But I played Rayman 3 on PlayStation.
I never had Rayman 2, apparently.
Maybe I had Rayman 2. I don't know. Was it the one with I don't remember, but I played one of the Raymans and it was scary to me.
We should try to play some of those through an emulator on this.
Yeah, I was gonna say
BoredHouse. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
It would be interesting for us to go through old games and just be like, I remember all this and that. That would be fun.
We should do Earthworm Jim on an emulator, 100%.
I think I've played that.
100% we should do it, and also try to 100% the game.
Oh Lord.
I have Super Mario Advance. I have Sonic Advance. Notice how they called all these games Advance because they were on the Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Advance, right? Very revolutionary.
Ooh, very revolutionary. Sorry, I leaned forward, everyone. I don't know if I sound like. Am I getting away from the mic, Girm?
Just a little bit, tad.
Pac-Man collection from Namco. That was fun. Enjoyed that. It's got like Galaga and stuff on it.
Galaga.
There's also a Miss Pac-Man cartridge, which I don't have, but I used to play that one too. It had other Namco games. Sega Smash Pack. So I do have the Sonic here. So I have the Sonic Advance and I have the Sega Smash Pack. Sega Smash Pack had like, remember that game Echo where you're a dolphin?
No, what the fuck?
Oh, I don't know maybe it's good that you don't know what that game is. It's just as bad as you think it'd be. You're a dolphin and you have to fight the entire ocean and it's great.
Oh, okay.
I have I have a bunch of games here, but I'm reading out the ones that are the best. I have one of these Game Boy Advance video cartridges where you could watch an episode of your favorite cartoon. And I have Nickelodeon Volume 1, The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius on Game Boy Advance. And yes, it is the resolution of potato. I think it's like 144p.
Nice.
No joke.
And
It's
wait,
like Jimmy
didn't
Neutron's face is like 3.5
Didn't
pixels.
that one have the whole movie on it? Or am I thinking of a different game? I'm pretty sure that
I'm
one
thinking
did
of a
have the whole
different
movie on
fucking
it.
generation of technology. I don't think they could fit a whole movie on that at that time.
I swear.
It
hold
was
on.
one 144p fucking episode of a show. I think it was like 2 episodes. I'm pretty sure it's the episode where the teacher, she becomes a giant plant monster. She's like, Carl!
Don't do that.
And she chokes. She's like, remember? She turns into like a big plant monster.
I do.
Those are my Game Boy Advance games.
I
But
had
people are like,
I had one Game
Sport-
Boy Advance game.
oh yeah, what was it?
The
'Cause I have
only
more to
game
talk about.
I ever played on Game Boy Advance, and it's my favorite. It was obviously my favorite game because it was the only one I played. It was it was Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Hell yeah, let's go. Prisoner of
That
Azkaban.
game is so good. Like, I wish it was just nostalgia, right, for me remembering that old game, but it's not. It's
Yeah.
That game is actually like really good. I tried playing the other ones and they're not as fun at all. Not even close.
I have people are probably wondering, Spore, how have you not said Pokemon once
Yeah.
this entire fucking podcast? In my hands, I hold Pokemon Ruby, Pokemon Sapphire, and Pokemon Leaf Green. Of the 3, I have the most time in Pokemon Sapphire, and I used to trade the Pokemon from Ruby into Sapphire because I didn't want to play both. So I would just get the Pokemon in Ruby because there were different Pokemon in each game, right? So I'd get the Pokemon in Ruby, and then I would trade it to myself on Sapphire using Pokemon Coliseum. So Pokemon Coliseum, when Pokemon Coliseum came out, I'm pretty sure that's when they added the Game Boy Advance cartridge for the GameCube. Maybe not. I might be totally wrong about that, gamers. But anyway, I know the Pokemon Coliseum came with the cable that you could use to
Did you actually
trade.
ever finish the games?
Sapphire, I did.
Wait, what was your
I did the
team?
I what? Yeah, I beat
Remember
the tower. You know the whatever you call those guys. What's it called?
Please. Okay, I had Emerald, the Rayquaza one. So I know, but we didn't play that on our Game Boy. We played that on our DS.
My brother had Emerald. I ruined Leaf Green, by the way, with cheats. So I filled the backpack to the brim with rare candies
Yeah.
and other shit. And then it was full. My backpack was full. And the only way to move past a certain point was to get an item from a guy. And every time I emptied out my backpack, it would refill itself.
Wow, you broke it.
Yeah, so I have to wipe the game and restart, which I guess after almost probably like 15 plus years, I guess it doesn't really, like, at the time I was really upset about it. But now I'm just like, all right. But I'm never going to play it, so it doesn't matter. Like, if we're going to play any of these games, I'm going to put an emulator on the PC and stream it.
It's
But
true.
those
It's
are
true.
those are my Game Boy Advance games, right? We got to go to the DS games. So let me get some of these over here.
Again, I think for me, the best DS games were Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. I had Pearl, obviously, wait, no, did I? I had Diamond, I'm pretty sure. I had the one with Dialga in it. I remember playing that one, and it was the first Pokemon game that I ever actually beat and played 100% myself. Because Emerald, I would share it with my brother, and I could never, like, I would raise the Pokemon. Like, there's no other word for it. I loved breeding them. So it was always my job to, like, make sure he had the best Pokemon. And then he would, like,
I loved breeding them, Papa.
and then he would kill the gym leaders and stuff because I just was not any good at it.
I have an Action Replay DS. Remember that?
Oh, yes.
Could break any game in 5 seconds or less, guaranteed.
It's true.
Nintendogs. Lab and Friends. I know you told me you never played Nintendogs, but this game
Nope.
is great. Scribblenauts and Super Scribblenauts. I played these a lot.
Oh, those are cute.
I like Scribblenauts. This is a good game. Sims 2 Pets. This is a mistake, an abomination. It should never have happened. whoever came up with this idea, if they're not dead already, maybe just suggesting, not suggesting. I didn't say it here, but death sentence.
Unfortunate.
Super Mario Bros. This is good. This is like Super Mario 64, but on the DS. Pretty cool.
Super Mario Bros.
Viva Pinata. Do you remember Viva Pinata, girl?
I do. Xbox though, not on anything else.
Well, Xbox is like the original Viva Pinata, and everything else is a cheap knockoff. But yes, it came out for the DS, Pocket Paradise, and it was fun. You could go capture little pinatas in the forest. We should do that. So many games I want to replay. I'm not saying the ones that are kind of shitty, but I have Guitar Hero on tour here. For those who didn't remember, there was a Guitar Hero for the DS, and you would plug in this like grip thing with the Guitar Hero buttons, and it would plug into the Game Boy Advance slot on your DS and give you carpal tunnel. It was a very effective way of giving you carpal tunnel. I vividly remember the pain this game caused. It was fun though. Saving the best for last. Pokemon Diamond. Good game.
Yeah.
A lot of time in this game. I think I even defeated the what do you call the last gym bosses?
Yeah, I was gonna say they're called the Elite Four.
Yeah, whatever. I beat the elite people, whatever.
And then the champion, you have to beat the champion.
I don't remember if I hacked. I know I hacked that game a little bit. I don't remember if I hacked it to win.
Probably. There's no other
Animal
way you
Crossing,
can hack that game.
Animal Crossing Wild Worlds. This is an important one because I have the most time in this game of any other game I have ever played in my entire life, except for maybe Overwatch. I know that I used to play this game so much that the DS would shut off. And I'm not talking that it would run out of power. It plugged into the wall, would just shut off. Like it would just overheat and die after like 18 hours of straight playing. I actually showed Girm. Remember I showed you? I set up the camera and I showed you, didn't I?
Yep, Spor showed me his little town. It was very nostalgic.
I have a little shrine to Daisy in there. It's very special. So I have a lot of memories in Animal Crossing. It's a special game for me. And then the rest of these are kind of just like, I have Star Wars 2 here. Lego Star Wars 2. I guess that was kind of fun too. I played that a bit. But that kind of covers the handhelds. I know I had Mario Kart. I have 2 Mario Karts, and yet I don't have any of them. I don't know where they are. I imagine they're somewhere within the state of Florida. But I used to play Mario Kart a lot, so I don't know where those are. Do you want me to go into the Wii stuff now, or do you have stuff to talk about? Because I don't want to. It just feels like a Spore game collection tour.
I mean,
you know,
for the DS, I guess the last game that was my favorite for sure, 100% was Pokemon X and Y. That is my all-time favorite Pokemon game. Like, nothing can convince me that there was a better, because it introduced fairy Pokemon. You got to change your outfits. The
what
training
about Gold?
For Pokemon Gold?
Yeah.
No. You could EV train your Pokemon through the app, like on your phone in the game. Like you had your little phone and you could just EV train them that way. Like it was the easiest.
Wait, what's
game
Pokemon
to
X
Pokemon
and Y?
in.
Oh, this is the new one that came out? Oh.
This is the
No,
last
it's not.
game that came out on the Nintendo 3DS, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, I didn't play that one. Pearl, what was this? Pearl, Diamond and Pearl were the last.
Yeah, Diamond and Pearl were the. I think they were the ones.
You were talking
before
about a 2013 game, and then I referenced the 1999 game. Do you remember?
No,
Do you remember Gold?
I really like those games.
Gold,
but this game
Gold
is the
and
best
Silver.
one. Like,
Gotta catch them all, Girm. Those games really laid the groundwork for Pokemon. I mean, think about it. Like those, Gold is a special game.
Yeah, definitely. Like 100%.
Game Boy Color. I mean, those were cool.
No, they were, but I don't want to get into it because there's a lot of angry Nintendo fanboys out there. But Pokemon doesn't get the treatment it deserves. Like with Game Freak, they just don't, and that's a fact. Like, you could be mad about it. If you're a Nintendo fanboy and you're mad about that, like, you need to expect better especially from big companies with a lot of money, who made a lot of money, considering Animal Crossing did really well, and people just eat the shit up they make because it's Nintendo and Game Freak.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
no.
We were talking about this. It's like we set our we set our bar too low for Animal Crossing. There's so much wrong with this game, and nobody calls it out because people are too infatuated with how cute it is. Oh my god, so pretty. Oh my god.
I think Animal Crossing is easy to forgive because updates. Pokemon is harder to do because they just sell you DLC, and it's really annoying.
Yeah, I want a good 2D Pokemon again. Like Pearl, Diamond, and Pearl were probably the last good 2D Pokemons. They were like a little bit 3D, but they were like they were good.
Well, they're getting a remake. Like, I'm sure you've seen it.
Well, they're good. 2D Pokemon is good. Like, I don't like the 3D open world shit. Like, maybe other people might like that, but I don't see Pokemon as that because I've been playing it a certain way for 20 years. World.
It's gonna be like they just updated the sprites and stuff. It's ugly.
You had a Wii.
I had a Wii U.
And a Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
Did you played Wii Sports? I'm sure.
No.
You never played Wii Sports?
No. The only game I played on the Wii U was Mario 3D World, which I have now on the Switch, and it's my favorite Mario game ever.
I played Wii Sports Resort. Do you remember the Fit board?
yes. My brothers and sisters got that. My brother and sister got that for Christmas.
I got a Fit board. Trash, garbage. So much gimmicky shit as an adult. You're just like, that is such gimmicky garbage.
Waste of money.
You know? Huge waste of money.
And the worst part is your parents would tell you, and you'd be like, "No, it's not. It's good." And
no, it's not. And then you'd use it for like a week, and then put it under the bed, slide it under your bed for the rest of its existence.
It's true. It's true.
Wii Music. I actually enjoyed that a lot. De Blob. I told you about De Blob. De Blob is a really fun game. You're like a paint blob. You go around painting the world. It's pretty fun. And then I played a lot of fishing games on the Wii. I played Rapala Tournament Fishing. And then I had Rapala Wii Fish, which was like a cartoon one, which is like less realistic, like less simulator-like, but it came with a fishing rod. And then I had 2 fishing rods for the Wii. I don't know how the hell my mom managed that. She like accidentally bought 2. I was like, I already have one. She's like, oh, you already have one. I'm like, yeah, you bought it for me. She's like, oh, I bought it for you? Like, yes.
Your mom.
So, yeah.
She was doing her best.
My favorite thing to play on the Wii, I went to the store, to Walmart, and I bought one of those Wii store cards. Remember those?
No.
They were Wii Points cards. You could spend them on the Wii store. And then and the Wii store was like an app. Remember the Wii Marketplace app on the Wii?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so for $5, you could buy the internet app, and then you could use the internet on your Wii, which was awesome. I did that.
Yeah, we didn't.
And then for another $5,
the Wii because we were poor. We got.
Well, I never did it. I mean, the most I did was like the Wii voting thing, where you could like vote on other people's polls, and I used to make polls all the time. And then you could also vote on other people's Miis, like the Mii Marketplace. It was fun. But never like multiplayer. And then My Aquarium, I bought this through that shop, and I had a little aquarium, and I would go and feed my fish on a regular basis.
That's cute.
And it had fantastic, peaceful, classical music, and you could make your little aquariums. And I had a bunch of aquariums, different types of fish. I had names for my fish, and it was really nice and peaceful. And I probably spent the most time with that up. I would just leave it up while I was doing homework. Just have all my fish.
Interesting
there.
Fishing games. Interesting.
And then everything from this point forward is just like my transition into PC gaming. I'm never looking back.
I mean, I feel like everybody just, once you got on your final console, for me it was an Xbox, and then I just moved to Overwatch. Overwatch was like the first online PC game I played. Religiously, anyway.
I mean, RuneScape was the first online game I played.
Yeah. I mean,
no, sorry, scratch that. Club fucking Penguin, baby.
Yeah,
Let's
I played
go.
those games, but like, it just.
Yo, I played so much Club Penguin.
You get bored of it after a while.
Captain Rockhopper knew me by name, bro. It was crazy. You didn't play Club Penguin, did you?
I did. I played Club Penguin, but it was one of those games where it just. I don't know. I like Neopets a lot more than I like Club Penguins.
Our viewers agree with me. Club Penguin is the greatest online game of all time. And if you disagree or agree, leave a comment down below. Let us know. Do you like Club Penguin? Is it the greatest game of all time? Or do you think RuneScape was better? Did you play World of Warcraft? If so, you're a loser and I don't know you. But I didn't play World of Warcraft. I did play RuneScape though.
But
I used to go into the wilderness, and I would go to the far right side of the map on the wilderness. And because if you went to the far right side of the map, you could avoid all of the dangerous things. And I'd be really fast. I'd go up and I would buy capes, like Team 49 capes, and I'd go all the way up. You could buy capes from 2 different guys. And then I would get out of the wilderness as quick as I could, go to the GP, the GE, the Grand Exchange, and I would sell all the capes for money. And I would just do cape runs all the time.
This was and then RuneScape, you said?
RuneScape. Wait, can I roll my R? Nope, can't roll my R. So I would go down to you could also go down to the chapel, and there was this wine of Zamarinth, I want to say it was called. I don't remember. And if you went and you stole it, like if you grabbed it, the monks would all attack you, and they were like super fucking strong. So the only way to use it would be to use like a thieving spell where you could like teleport the item into your inventory.
You thieving
But there would always just be bots there just mining it nonstop. Because it was worth a lot of money, and the more money you have, the better armor you can buy and everything. So people were just constantly grinding for money because nobody wanted to spend money on the fucking game.
Well, I mean that's it because we're out of time.
That is it. I want to talk more about RuneScape. I want to talk about my RuneScape girlfriend.
RuneScape is over. It's canceled. Wait,
I guess we'll have to talk about that.
One game I do want to
episode.
touch on for both of us, and it will be the last thing, is Minecraft, because we both play a lot of Minecraft. I think me more than you, though.
Yeah, well, nowadays. I mean, I've Minecrafted for a long time. So it's
I've
been playing since 2012. 2012?
Where did you start? On console or PC?
PC, Java. Always.
Really?
Yeah.
100%. I started on Xbox. I didn't move into Java.
I was on Dead Mouse's Minecraft server, and I built an entire hotel there with multiple floors and decorated rooms, fully with an elevator. It had a doorbell, and if you pressed the button on the doorbell, it would play the melody to Strobe by Dead Mouse.
It
would be like
dude.
doo, 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 doo.
See,
that was the doorbell for the hotel.
Minecraft for you was a multiplayer experience.
Yeah,
and
totally.
That was not the case for me. I would just go
played on the Dead Mouse server until they banned me
and live for like hours just fishing.
Did I tell you that I got banned off the Dead Mouse server?
Yeah, because you were like a really uppity mod or something.
No, I was trying to start a coup against the mods.
Oh, that was the reverse of what I thought.
There were no mods online, and I started telling people, "Come on, guys, I was like, there's no mods here, guys. Fuck the mods. Let's start a coup." I was like, and then I got banned while I was offline, and they said we saw the logs. So I was oh,
this is so sad.
I started reaching out to mods through Facebook. I was like, please, just let me back in. I just need my crack.
And that's a lesson learned today. That's the point of this podcast today, guys. Don't start coups.
Don't start coups. Unless you're a pigeon.
Yeah.
And then you
and then you finish it off.
Right? Just like that. That's a coup. Guys, if you like this podcast, be sure to leave a like down below. And if you'd love to help us, you could leave a comment, and that would be the most helpful thing you could possibly do. And if you want, you can follow us.
That we talked about that you want to see us
anything we talked about. Yep.
Yeah. Just let us know.
If you want to see us play these games on BoredHouse, let us know. And then also, if you want to follow Girm and I on Twitter, we have our own Twitters down below. And there's the BoredHouse Twitter too. And then we have a BoredHouse TikTok. And
just
you go check those things out.
Warning about the BoredHouse Twitter. We don't run it. Somebody else does. So if
we have no control over the things that are posted on both the Twitter and the TikTok, it could be a surprise. Who knows?
Who knows?
I don't have any control. So even if I don't like it, I can't do anything about it. So guys, that's it for this podcast, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.